That was from the Kill Bill soundtrack, and I'm not going to try saying it again in Spanish. I can't speak Spanish. Chingon is the artist there. We are back with Fargo FAQ. We got Sharon Aiken here. So, Sharon, Fargo is an exciting, popular city. It's whimsical. People, does anybody actually live up there? Kind of in the middle of nowhere. We're a real city. People really live here, and people have questions. They send their mail to me. Directly to me. They say, Conrad, Fargo, what is going on in Fargo? And I get the same letters over and over again. So when I find one that kind of encapsulates many I've seen before, I like to read it on air and ask our guest to see if they can help us. So, Sharon, are you ready to answer some frequently asked questions about Fargo, North Dakota?
Always.
All right. Always. Okay. So Olivia Martin from Meriden, Idaho asks, are there any annual festivals or events in Fargo that draw in visitors from other places?
Oh, that's a really good one. We actually have something coming up in November.
Yeah.
That's the Love Your Local Expo.
Oh, and that's Indira.
That's Indira.
She's also on KRFF.
Yes, absolutely. If you haven't met Indira, you should meet her.
Yeah.
If you're not involved in something she's doing, get involved.
Yeah.
Because she's got some amazing ideas. She's extremely passionate about what she's doing and the brand she's built here in town. So the Love Your Local Expo, let me pull that up for you because I don't want to get this wrong.
Yeah.
But it is in November. It's on November 12th. And it will be... should have brought
And
this.
she does these, so she just did one not a whole year ago, a season ago. She does these multiple times a year.
Yeah, so I attended the first one, and I was really, really excited to see, kind of what would happen, and the place was packed.
Yeah.
It was like shoulder to shoulder.
That was at the old
people.
Doublewood. I think it's called Ramada now.
The Ramada, yep.
Yeah.
So it is going to be on Sunday, November 12th, and it goes from 11 to 4.
Very cool.
Tons of local vendors, and I'll be one of them.
Yeah.
So I'll have my booth out there. I'll be selling some clothing and all kinds of other things, probably with some pretty sarcastic sayings, because that's what I like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a good way to see all of the things that are going on in town, all of the businesses that are available for you at your fingertips. I mean, everything from photographers to, we met a winery.
Oh.
Got some really good wine last time. I think the Tropical Fish Shop was out there, so they had lots of animals to look at for adoption. There were our kids got their hair braided out there.
Oh.
Yeah, so
yeah, hair braiding.
Yeah,
Very
there was
cool.
tons of things. There were lots of giveaways going on. Yeah, so it'll
Sounds
be
like a lot
good
of
thing.
fun.
Yeah.
I think I peeked in there for like 5 minutes before an open house, and I was like, oh man, I should have skipped the open house this week and been here.
It was packed. It was
So
a lot of fun. So
I'll definitely have to go there.
Yeah.
Moving on, Harper Lee from Mason Adams. I'm not gonna skip Mason. Mason Adams from Warren, Michigan asks, what is the arts and culture scene like in Fargo? Are there museums, galleries, and theaters to explore? Wow, these questions are right on point with you, because I mean, I would say that the Morad Cruise Night is kind of an art in its way, right? I mean, that is art, works of art.
yes, a lot of people put a lot of time and money and passion into restoring their vehicles. It's just one of those things where we're kind of in a era where a lot of those types of vehicles, all these vehicles from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, they're going away, and they're harder and harder to find. So
Yeah, they're not making more of them. So
No.
that's what other arts and culture scene in Fargo do you partake in, just off the top of your head?
Oh my gosh! Well, I don't know if you guys have been down to the Red River Market at all on the weekends, but on downtown, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Also gives you kind of the opportunity to go in and out of all of the businesses that are downtown.
Yeah.
There's lots of things going on down there, lots of places to go shopping. Went into Revolver. I don't know if anybody's been over there, but holy smokes, that place is cool.
What kind of place is that?
They are everything vintage.
Oh.
Everything vintage.
Okay.
And it was like a trip back in time.
Yeah.
You're talking like childhood toys. I mean, holy cow.
Yeah.
Clothing, home decor.
But how about museums? Are you a big museum goer? Are there Fargo museums that you go to ever? What's one? I can't think of one that I've gone to more than once, too many times.
I guess I've only been to our museum a couple of times here in town.
Well, we got a couple. So we got the Hjemkans.
We got the Yum Comp Center,
We've
which
got.
I've been to lots of times, especially when I was a kid. They have a lot of
They have a lot of
cool stuff.
events there.
They do a lot of events at the Yum Comp Center.
And then we've also got Plains Art.
Yep. So the Plains Art Museum, I've been there a few times. They did a Picasso installation a few years back that I went out of my way to make sure I got to go look at, which was really, really cool. But they do a lot of events there too. You know, they've got their makers market or something along those lines that they do.
Does that happen there? I had Adriana Vulture, who's from the makers market. I had her on. Is that where that is? I thought she has that.
I think they moved that to. It used
Fargo,
to be there
to a brewery, I think.
And it might be now, but they you know, that's how they used to bring a lot of people into the.
It makes more
museum.
sense, yeah, because the Makers Mart, I originally thought it was like 3D printing or something when I heard it, but it's actually like more like artistry and crafts.
And I could be, I could be saying it wrong. I'm not entirely sure that was what was in there, but
we should ask Adriana.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Ms. Vulture, if you're listening, let us know. I'll update it next week.
Yeah, the Plains Art Museum, you know, they do lots of things for our youth in town as well. They have lots of art classes and things like that. One of our kids actually attends the Indigenous youth group that's attached to there as well. So they've got
another
kind of
previous
a
guest
space.
of the show, Brandon Beatty, who's the interim director, I want to say, over there. He was on the show.
Program.
They did that at the Fargo Theater, which is another huge cultural touchstone in Fargo. Usually, if you've seen a picture of downtown, it features that Fargo because it says real big on there, Fargo, Fargo.
Yep.
Yeah, that's...
Our Fargo Theater is so cool inside.
Yeah, it really is.
Put a lot of love and time and effort into keeping that place
I used to go to Rocky Horror every year.
Oh, yeah.
That was like, you know, before I grew up and had kids and became boring. That used to be like my favorite part of Halloween is go see Rocky Horror. I remember when I saw the Holy Grail there. That was exciting.
Yep.
What's the best thing you ever seen out in the Fargo Theater? Have you been there?
I met Bruce Campbell there.
No.
I did.
From Evil Dead.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Watched the movie.
I also saw Evil Dead up there.
I have
I've been to the Fargo Theater a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a picture of him and I together. It's pretty sweet.
Oh my god.
That was the coolest thing I've ever done at the Fargo Theater.
I am
met Bruce
jelly.
Campbell.
Jelly on your life.
Yeah.
That's strange. Speaking of strange, the Doors have a song called People Are Strange. That's called a segue. You see that? I'm like a professional radio guy, podcaster now. And that's what's coming up next. And then after which we'll do Fargo Fresh. So don't go nowhere.